What is going on, everybody? My name is Kimchi and I'm going to teach you how to set up your very own PSX2 emulator. This is a PlayStation 2 emulator that is actually very well done. I played my SmackDown vs. Raw games here on it, so if you do want to learn how to use it, be sure to stick around because I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know about this emulator. So the first thing that you're going to want to do before you actually download the emulator itself is you're going to download two other programs. You're going to download 7-Zip, which is a file extraction program, which you are going to need in order to get all the files you need to run your actual emulator. Then you're going to need to download your PlayStation 2 BIOS, which is going to be what you're going to need to actually run this emulator. This is a very important thing. You want to make sure you have this in your desktop. Third of all, you're going to need the actual emulator itself. Now, I'm going to have everything linked in the description below so that you guys can go ahead and download what you need to download. It should all be there. As long as you just watch it, you should know exactly what you need to do. But either way, first things first, once you get everything downloaded, you're going to want to right click on your PS2 BIOS. Now, what I would suggest for you guys to do is make sure that you have a separate folder already made, whether that be on an external hard drive or your own PC's hard drive. And you're going to want to right click on your PlayStation 2 BIOS and press 7-Zip and then open extract here. Now, these are going to be where you will get all of the files from that compressed folder, your PS2 BIOS, and get everything that you need to get from there. Now, I do say this is the reason that I suggest why you should have your own folder or your own other folders for this is just because of the fact that it is going to look very messy when you open it up on your desktop. You're going to have a bunch of different folders, and overall I think it'd just be a lot better to just have it already in your file explorer, already there. You know, it looks neat, it looks clean, it just makes more sense. But I mean, if you want to open up your desktop, you absolutely can, just my own personal preference. Second thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do the same thing for your PlayStation 2 emulator, which is you're going to open up your 7-Zip, press extract here, and you're going to also want to just get every single one of your files that you're going to need, especially the executable file, in which that's how you will open your emulator. So then once you get that, you're going to open your emulator by double clicking, and you're going to be able to set up the emulator itself. Then once that process is done, you should be able to open up the emulator properly. Now, once you do that, the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to want to go to your settings and open up the BIOS setting. Now, what you do here is you're going to actually get the BIOS that you have downloaded from the PlayStation 2 BIOS and put it into your emulator. Now, the reason why the BIOS is very important is that without it, you wouldn't actually be able to run the emulator. So that's why you need to download it in order for you to actually play it. So once you get the BIOS set up here, that's basically going to be everything that you really need to do. Then you get all your ROMs, you right click, you place everything there, and that's going to be pretty much it. But, of course, it's still a few more things that you're going to want to do just to make sure that you are running everything properly. First things first is you're going to want to go back to your settings and go to your graphics tab, and you're going to want to switch your graphics settings. You're going to change your adapter from default to your actual graphics card, because if you keep it at default, it's going to end up using your CPU to run these games, and that is not going to be very fun, of course. So you want to put your graphics card, whichever one you have. It should be pretty much perfectly fine. In the same tab, you want to go to your rendering settings, and you're going to want to choose whichever is your highest internal resolution depending on which monitor you have. I have a 1080p monitor, so I have 3x native, so I'm able to use that as my rendering. Obviously, use whichever one is, you know, your monitor's best option. Of course, you might have to go lower, you might have to go higher, it really just depends, but I am using 3x native. Then you're going to want to go ahead and go to your anisotropic set filtering.
Anisotropic.
And change it to 16x for better rendering. This is going to make your game render a lot quicker and a lot better. Then you're going to want to go to your memory card settings, and you're going to want to create a memory card. You just have to press the create button, and you should be able to unlock your memory card. I highly suggest that you use 32 megabytes because it is going to give you the most amount of space to actually save everything on your games, and it is pretty much just the best option. Of course, you can create another one, and you can do the same thing there as well, but you know, generally speaking, with 32 megabytes, you should have everything that you need. Another Another thing that you're going to want to check out is your controller settings. Now, whichever controller you use, whatever it's a PlayStation controller or if it's an Xbox controller, whichever one you want to use, you're going to want to try and make sure you set it up so that everything is proper. Key thing if you're using an Xbox controller, because this is a mistake that I made, is you want to make sure that your left joystick is actually connected to, the left joystick on the PlayStation, because this is a PlayStation 2 emulator. This is not an Xbox emulator. It's not going to instantly go to your left joystick because they're both swapped with the D-pad. So you're going to want to make sure that everything is connected to where it's supposed to be. Otherwise, you're going to definitely be having a little bit of a weird time playing your games. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, that is the tutorial. Nothing too crazy here, but of course, if you do want to have any more questions answered, be sure to go ahead and share them down in the comment section below. And that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys were able to find your success with this tutorial. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you guys another time. Peace out.